St. Louis City SC Draw City back on the menu with the Vancouver Whitecaps 0-0, a scoreless draw. That's St. Louis's fifth clean sheet of the season. We're up here in the parking lot before we get going just to talk about this game because I think there's a lot of good. And then if you view this game in a vacuum, leave behind all preconceived notions, leave behind all history of anything that's ever happened before this, it's a good result against a Vancouver Whitecaps team that is still leading the Supporters Shield race after tonight, top of the Supporters Shield table, I should say, top of the Western Conference, coming off of a week, now to bring some history into it, where you played very well against the Columbus Crew that you probably should have gotten a result from, but you didn't. We don't need to rehash that. We hashed that plenty last week. And now all of a sudden you're at back-to-back performances that you're feeling confident, you're feeling good. You're going to go on the road against an LAFC, against a Seattle Sounders club that, those are definitely going to be hard games, difficult games. But if you come back to St. Louis, come back to Energizer for game 3 weeks from now, and you have points from those two road matches, all of a sudden things are turning around a little bit. But that's just because you got a result here tonight. So that's why this performance was so important. They needed to get something out of this, not just play well. And they did. They actually outshot Vancouver Whitecaps on target 3-2. Of course, Vancouver had more attempts, but St. Louis were very successful in limiting the amount of in-close opportunities. We talked about this yesterday. Vancouver is really good at generating great XG opportunities. They did not generate any tonight. So that defensively is a very strong performance. Doing it without Henry Kessler as well, who had an injury Friday, wasn't revealed until just ahead of this match that it's a grade 2 hamstring strain, so he's going to be out about a month. But in that, you lose Henry Kessler, that has been so immense for St. Louis defensively this year. With your backup keeper, with backup center backs, you're still limiting Vancouver to 2 shots on target. And St. Louis, then comes the problems because the attack still needs a lot of work. St. Louis score a goal through Marcel Hartl. VAR rules it offside because Connor Wallum is offside in the build-up. It's whatever. We don't need to go into it right now. I have an explanation from Pro, but moral of the story is it is an offside goal. VAR agreed it was offside, so they called it back. And with that, you also lose a little bit, because I think if they score that first goal, then things start rolling downhill. Not only have you been good defensively, but now Vancouver are going to try to open things up as well, and you can play in behind them. And then maybe you have some confidence coming from that. But instead, it's 0-0. You don't have a lot of success through the midfield. You don't have a lot of success just getting into the box. They had 40-something zone final third entries again with not many plays into the box. So definitely a reoccurring problem that still needs work. But here we are, and it's been getting better. And I think you have to accept that progress.